The North Las Vegas City Council welcomes you at our council meeting this evening. There are two public forums set aside for public comment, one at the beginning of the meeting and one at the end. If you wish to speak, please complete one of the blue cards at the entrance or on the dais over here. Fill it out and hand it to the city clerk, who's sitting right here to my left. When I call you, I ask that you come up and limit your comments no more than 3 minutes, and we avoid repetition. Madam City Clerk, are we in compliance with the Nevada Open Meeting Law?
Mayor, yes, we are in compliance.
Thank you. Tonight we have the opportunity to have a good friend back with us this evening. Pastor Darrell Harris from the Bethesda Church of God in Christ will lead us in a prayer. Following that, we'll have a pledge of allegiance by Shante Grayson, and please rise.
Can we just bow our heads? Heavenly Father, we humbly approach the throne of grace, and we come to you in the name of Jesus. Lord, your word instructed us to trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and to lean not into thine own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge you, and you shall direct our path. We seek you tonight, O God, to lead us and guide us, to direct us. O God, each and every one that comes before the council, O God, let them speak, O God, with a clarity that's understood. Look on the mayor, look on the councilman, look on the administrative staff, look on the first responders. Cover us in your spirit, O God. And, O God, let the peace that passeth all understanding guide our hearts and mind through Christ Jesus. We pray these and other blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
If everyone can follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Pastor, thank you for being here. You just recognized to me that you had retired from the Water District after many years of service. Now you're full-time pastoring now, huh? Well, our community's better off for that. Thank you so much. And Ms. Brown, you have a guest here that gave the pledge.
Yes, Shante Grayson's a guest of mine this evening, and hopefully for lots more meetings to come. We go way back. I am extremely proud of this young lady. She completed her bachelor's degree in business management from UNLV, currently is employed by Wells Fargo. And she said, I think I'm interested in doing something else, and I want to pursue a master's in public administration. So I just sought you out so I can kind of come and hang out and see what you do. So I have invited her to participate and to come to our council meetings, and she'll also be participating in some of my meetings upstairs as much as she possibly can. So thank you for being here. We look forward to working with you.
Ms. Grace, you did a great job. Always be prepared to say the pledge when you come to the meeting now, okay? Thank you very much. Councilman Churchio, supposedly you're on the phone joining us from your time in Florida. Are you there? I think Councilman Churchio is on a phone but not coming through. Councilman, if you can hear me, they're working on some information right now to help get you onto our meeting live.
He may have us on mute, but his line is still here.
Okay, so can we go ahead and continue then? Okay. At this time, moving on to council items. Council, this is a time we report good things that are happening within the city or your districts. We'd like to know some great things happening. We'll start with you, Councilman Barone.
Thank you, Mayor. If you didn't indulge me, I need to go off my thing that I had here. I saw Mr. Jelf Alpert, and I'd just like to thank him here on the record. I recently read, as you know, he's been our ongoing historian documenting North Las Vegas history, and of course, as a history teacher myself, a history buff, I just want to tell, and a person who really loved North Las Vegas, I just want to thank him for all of his ongoing work, and well, I think I'll end it with there. But also, speaking of thanking, I want to thank Chief Bettis, Soledad Garcia, and the entire police department for the great outcome and the success for our National Night Out. Of course, our very good friends to the south, they canceled or repurposed their own National Night Outs in lieu of in view of the tragedy there suffered by our friends and neighbors here in our community. And I wanted to thank our police department and all of our first responders and everyone else who came out, including the vendors and the residents who came out. I think, Chief, you're building bridges, I think, in our community. We have a stronger community when we have our police, all of our first responders, and our residents working together. And with your efforts and the efforts of your magnificent department, we can only have a stronger community because of it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem, are you on the phone yet? Councilman, not yet then. We'll move on past that. Councilwoman Goins-Brown?
Thank you, Mayor. And I'd just like to reiterate what Councilman Barone said. Thank you, our first responders, for all your help in this tragic time. And through God's prayers and blessings, we will get through this. On a lighter note, this Saturday is my sixth annual Reading Rainbow event at Valley View Park, and it's from 11 to 2 p.m. It is free of charge. It's a fun family event, so hopefully you can come out and join me on this Saturday.
Thank you. Councilman Black?
We have a great opportunity for families and children in North Las Vegas to attend a family festival featuring a trunk or treat on the 21st of October at the Silver Mesa Rec Center right in the heart of Ward 3 from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So we encourage you to spread the word, especially to families with young children, for them to come out and participate with us on that great event. Also, last evening I had the privilege of attending the new recruitment family night with our fire department. We have 12 awesome candidates that are entering the 20 weeks of training to become firefighters, and I thought it was amazing that our fire department brought together family and close friends and loved ones to get an inside look at what these 12 gentlemen are facing over the next 12 weeks, or 20 weeks rather. And I think, the fire department is a cohesive family, and it just makes sense to extend that beyond to the family and friends of these 12 individuals, and we look forward to having them join our ranks. So thank you.
Oh, great report. Thank you very much. At this time, we've started a new program in North Las Vegas at the behest of Councilman Barone, that each council person will find somebody in their district that they think, or their council area, that a Business of the Month award. So we can highlight some of the small businesses in North Las Vegas. So this month, Ms. Goins-Brown is honoring the Business of the Month award. So we're going to go down there. She will then tell us about this great business, and we'll take pictures and shake this businessman's hand. So please come up.
He still hasn't answered. Hello?
When I was thinking about who to select for the Business of the Month in my ward, this gentleman to my right came to mind for various reasons. First and foremost, he is the owner of Classic Cuts Barbershop, right on Martin Luther King and Alexander. And he has cut my two sons' hair for the last, since 2006 probably. Started a different shop. Then when he opened his own shop, of course, and we call him Tito. We like Tito. We like how he cuts our hair. So they've been going to him ever since. And even now, I don't have to take them anymore because they're adults, but he still cuts their hair. The coolest thing about this barbershop is when you go inside, it is a full basketball court, and you can actually play basketball while you're sitting there waiting for your barber. He offers the latest in hair cutting techniques and styles, and 85% of his clients are student athletes. And he always gives back to the community in ventures and just does many, many things for the youth. So he currently is one of our minority-owned businesses. He has a youth football team, and he does a throwback bag back-to-school giveaway every year. Team Classic, he also supports breast cancer awareness every month, sneakers for Christmas, and he's planning also to feed the needy this year and also incorporate a youth basketball, which will be called TC Bulldogs, and athletic scholarship program for youth in our community. So I think he is so well deserving of this honor for all the great things he does in the community and in the city of North Las Vegas, and also making sure young men, women too, of all ages are well groomed every single day. So congratulations. Would you like to say anything?
Yeah, I would like to thank you, Ms. Goins, for this award. We've been in the community 11 years. We do a lot in the community. My wife and my daughter are with me. They're like my team. So I appreciate and thank you guys for the award.
Councilwoman, that was fun. Way to recognize good business in our community. Now is the time set aside for public forum. On the first public forum of posted agenda items. Madam City Clerk, I see I have 2 blue cards here, but they're not for the first public forum. Is there anybody else?
One is for item 8, I believe, and I don't
Yeah.
know if they want to speak at 8 or here.
Okay, so at this time, anybody like to come and discuss with the city council anything, this would be the time to come forward on a posted agenda item. Seeing no one get up, I will close the public forum, and moving on to the agenda.
Item 1, approve city council regular meeting agenda of October 4, 2017 for possible action.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Staff recommends the agenda be approved as published.
Thank you, Councilor. If there's not any comments or questions, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move to approve the agenda as posted.
We have a motion. Please cast your vote.
Approved.
Oh, welcome, Councilman. Welcome. We couldn't find you for a while.
I'm back with the living.
Thank you very much. Moving on to set future public hearing dates.
Item 2, set date on any appeals filed or required public hearings from the City Planning Commission meetings.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. I so direct you to set any dates as necessary.
So noted.
Moving on to public hearings.
Item 3, approve VAC 1117 Valley Vista East for applicant D.R. Horton, Inc., property owner AGRW Park Highlands 4, LLC, to vacate a 100-foot drainage easement, a utility easement, and portions of right-of-way on property located at the northeast corner of Elkhorn Road and Aviary Way.
Thank you very much. We have a presentation.
Good evening, Liz Delk, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here on behalf of the applicant. No, we are happy with staff's recommendations and is here to answer your questions.
Great, thank you. Would you fill out a blue card so staff will have your information on that? Counselor, any comments or questions on this? Let me open this up for public forum right now. Anybody here from the public want to discuss this? We'll close the public comment. And council, do you have anything you'd like to ask or be involved with, or I'll take a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Thank you. We have a motion. Please cast your vote. Councilman Churchio.
Approved.
There you go. Items approved. Thank you, Richard. I was wondering if we'd lost you again. So there we go. So I know you're following along, so that'll be great. Moving on to the consent agenda.
Matters listed on the consent agenda are considered routine and may be approved by a single motion. However, any consent item may be moved to the business portion of the agenda for discussion at the request of any council member.
Thank you, Dr. Liu.
And consent agenda consists item number 4 through 7. The recommendation is approved as published.
Thank you. The chair will take a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
Move to approve as published.
We have a motion. Please cast your vote.
Approved.
Items approved. Moving on to business.
Item 8, approve purchase agreement with Accent Enterprise, Inc. in the total amount of $244,610, $49,410 for the first year, and $48,800 per year thereafter for a 5-year term using the competitive bidding exception per NRS 332 Local Government Purchasing Act for the replacement of 200 tasers, holsters, batteries, warranties, and shipping expenses for the police department.
Thank you very much. We have one blue card. Mr. Alpert, would you like to come forward?
Jeff Alpert, 3828 Fusilier Drive, North Las Vegas, 89032. I was looking at the math involved in this item, and I was a little bit confused trying to punch the numbers on my calculator, looking at the documentation. I just wanted some clarification. I'm pretty clear that it's for 200 tasers. A little bit confused why it's spread out over 5 years, because one of the documents from the company supplying the tasers says the unit price is $244. So at that, I would think in just 1 year, the first amount, $49,410, would cover everything. Is it spread out over 5 years because the unit price is not correct? Is the unit price like 1,200 something?
Thank
Or-
you.
Because first I thought maybe we're talking 1,000 tasers. Why would the city need 1,000 replacement tasers? So I'm just confused why the unit price is listed as $244, yet we're paying over 5 years, which comes out to like 5 times that price.
Thank you.
So maybe somebody knows?
Jeff, or City Manager, how do you want to respond to this?
Actually, Chief Perez probably will be able to answer it better.
Thank you. Welcome, Chief. By the way, I got a little text today that said, "Hey, I just saw Alex on TV with the president." My wife said you were at that event today. Maybe later on you could tell us about that event also.
Absolutely.
Okay, but moving on to item number 8.
Yes, Mayor and Council, as Mr. Alpers pointed out, and his math is probably very good, but the $200 model is not the model that law enforcement uses on a daily basis. That model is about $1,200 a piece. And that price includes the batteries, holsters, the taser, the warranties, and some built-in shipping costs that we have to cover.
Mr. Alpert, did that answer your question?
It makes more sense, 'cause I figured $244 for professional police tasers sounded kind of cheap, especially when it included all the extras that the chief just mentioned.
Our
So-
chief is also a former detective. He gets on that. Thank
So
you.
I guess we're just spreading the cost out over 5 years to make it more digestible in
That's
our budget.
absolutely correct.
Thank you, Chief.
Mayor and Council, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mr. Alpert. Anyone else would like to discuss this item? We'll close public comment. Council, any comments or questions on this item? If not, the chair will take a motion.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Please cast your vote.
Approve.
Everybody voted against it but you, Richard. Item's approved.
Number 9, approve purchase agreement with Accent Enterprise, Inc. in the total amount of $79,833, $15,966.60 annually for 5 years using the competitive bidding exception per NRS 332 Local Government Purchasing Act for the purchase of 530 disposable cartridges per year for the police department.
Thank you. I think we just had a presentation from the chief, so right now, is there anybody from the audience that'd like to make a discussion, have a discussion item on us? Seeing none, we'll close public comment. Council, the chair will take a motion.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Please cast your vote.
Mayor Pro Tempore?
Yep. Approve.
Item's approved.
Item 10, approve construction change order number 1 with TAND, Inc. to increase construction funds in the amount of $25,000 funded by the Regional Transportation Commission of Southern Nevada Fuel Revenue Indexing Funds to complete construction of the Alexander Road Sawtooth Infill Project, bid number 1486, CIP project number 10388A.
Thank you very much. Council, any comments or questions on this item? If not, the chair will take a motion.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Please cast your vote.
I approve.
Item's approved.
Item 11, adopt business impact statement regarding ordinance number 2820, which amends Chapter 13.24 of the City of the North Las Vegas Municipal Code by defining accessory dwelling units and establishing a new northeast interceptor fee for sewer customers located outside the boundaries of Special Improvement District Number 65, connecting to the new sewer, and authorize the city manager to certify the information contained in the business impact statement.
Thank you. Councilor, any comments or questions on this item? If not, the chair will take a motion.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Please cast your vote.
I approve.
Items approved.
Item 12, pass and adopt resolution number 2591 concerning the issuance of special assessment bonds for the City of North Las Vegas, Nevada, Special Improvement District Number 65, Northern Beltway Commercial Area, and authorizing city staff to proceed with the issuance of such bonds and negotiation and preparation of agreements related thereto, subject to further approval by City Council.
Thank you. Councilor, any comments or questions on this item? If not, the chair will take a motion.
Mayor, before I move to approve, I just would like to thank our city staff involved in making this happen. We're talking about the future, not only of the city, but probably the entire region, which is I really think that this project is going to be that on that kind of scale. So thank you to everybody who I'd rather not say the individual names because I think it's a group effort, but thank you to all of our staff involved. And with that, I'd like to move to approve.
Thank you. We have a motion. Please cast your vote.
I approve.
Items approved. Moving on to ordinances, final action.
Ordinances listed under final action were introduced at the previous council meeting for action at this meeting, but may include emergency ordinances. Item 13, pass and adopt ordinance number 2841, authorizing the issuance by the City of North Las Vegas, Nevada, of its general obligation limited tax wastewater reclamation system refunding bonds, additionally secured by pledged revenues, Series 2017A, and providing other matters related thereto.
Thank you. Council, any comments or questions on this item? If not, the chair will take a motion.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Please cast your vote.
I approve.
Do it again.
Thank you. Items approved. Moving on to ordinances, introduction only.
There is no public comment for these items, and no action will be taken by the council at this meeting. If you wish to speak on any of these items, please attend the meeting where the final action will be determined and submit a blue card to the clerk. Item 14, introduce ordinance number 2838, amending Section 010 of Chapter 16 of Title 17 of the City of North Las Vegas Municipal Code by reclassifying approximately 1 acre therein from an RE Ranch Estates District to an RE Multifamily Residential District, ZN 2717, Deer Springs Way and Goldfield, for property generally located at the southeast corner of Deer Springs Way and Goldfield Street, and providing for other matters properly related thereto. Item 15, introduce ordinance number 2839, amending Section 010 of Chapter 16 of Title 17 of the City of North Las Vegas Municipal Code by reclassifying approximately 5.11 acres therein from an OL Open Land District to an M2 General Industrial District, ZN 2617, and Beasley Industrial, for property located at the southwest corner of Van Road and Beasley Drive alignment, and providing for other matters properly related thereto. Item 16, introduce ordinance number 2840, amending Section 010 of Chapter 16 of Title 17 of the City of North Las Vegas Municipal Code by reclassifying approximately 29 acres therein from a PUD Planned Unit Development District to an R1 Single Family Low Density District, ZN 2817, Desert Mesa, for property located between Commerce Street and Revere Street on the north side of Cary Avenue, and providing for other matters properly related thereto.
Thank you very much. Moving on to appointments.
Item 17, appointment by Mayor Lee of a citizen member to the Arts and Cultural Advisory Board for a term coterminous with his term on the City Council.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Jerry Sheflick to the Arts and Cultural Advisory Board. He's had a good interview with Director Palmer and has accepted this opportunity to help us build a wonderful Arts and Cultural Advisory Board as we start this cultural event continuation that you started in North Las Vegas. So I'd like to make the motion to appoint Jerry Sheflick. That would be my motion.
I approve.
Items approved.
Item 18, appoint an at-large citizen member to the Clark County Community Development Advisory Committee for a one-year term ending September 5, 2018.
Thank you. At this time, this is an appointment that I have. I'd like to reappoint Tracy Lewis to the Clark County Community Development Advisory Committee. She's expressed an interest, Stan, and doing a great job, so that'll be my motion. Please
I
cast your vote.
approve.
Items approved.
Item 19, appoint an at-large citizen member to the Arts and Culture Advisory Board to fill an unexpired term ending June 30th, 2019.
Thank you. And also, this is a pick to have. Miss Sawyer, Miss Lynette Sawyer, has had a good background check and an interview with also Director Palmer, again, has expressed the desire to be on this board. And so we would like to fill this unexpired term with Miss Lynette Sawyer. That'll be the motion.
I approve.
Please cast your vote. Items approved. Moving on to City Manager's report.
Mayor and Council, in light of the tragedy happened this past Sunday, we have been part of the community effort to really support the people that were impacted by this. I'd like to ask Chief Perez and the Chief Calhoun to come up to provide a brief update on the supporting role that we've been playing since Sunday.
Thank you, Police and Fire Department Chiefs. We appreciate just a small bit of information from you and an update. That would be wonderful.
Sir, Mayor and Council, it'll be my honor and privilege to provide you that information and the latest update that we have available. On Sunday night at about 10:30 in the evening, as we all know, the horrific act of terrorism here in the city of Las Vegas occurred, and unfortunately, there was a massive amount of injuries and a cry for help from sister cities and agencies. An emergency response was made to the city of North Las Vegas from the city of Henderson, and of course, we responded with everything we had. We sent ultimately about 60 personnel, not including the SWAT team that served the warrant for the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department in Mesquite at the residence, the suspect's residence. So we did everything we could in our power to assist the city of Las Vegas and the Las Vegas Police Department in this very unfortunate, sad, and horrific night. As of late, as far as the investigation goes, a lot of the information is already out there. The sheriff has briefed fairly regularly since the event happened, and it's moving forward. It's going to be slow, but I promise, as I'm made aware of information that's solid, I'll bring it to you and keep you up to speed on that. But we're proud as a city of North Las Vegas to be able to help our neighboring city out in getting them through this very tragic event.
Thank you, Chief Perez. Chief Calhoun?
Good evening. One of the things that I'd like to add on the chief's behalf, and just to reassure you and the residents of the city, one of the proudest parts at the beginning of this operation was that myself, the police administration, our emergency management director were able to get together and make sure, because at the beginning of this event, it was spiraling out of control. I was listening to radio traffic, and we didn't know where it was going, and all of us got together internally to make sure that our city was covered and protected. The police department was doing a great job. We were all working together to make sure our concerns here within the city were fortified. Because of the mutual aid or automatic aid system that we have, a lot of the Las Vegas and Henderson units were closer and responded directly to the incident. And so our units were essential in providing backfill into the city of Las Vegas and to Clark County to help assist with calls that were necessary to be handled. And so that was the biggest part of our commitment to that in the beginning. As you can imagine, it was a major undertaking downtown, and so every battalion chief in the valley, except for 3, were tied up with that incident. And so with the seamless working relationship that we have, our battalion chiefs were able to help kind of cover basically the whole valley with one other battalion chief from the city of Las Vegas to make sure everybody was protected. So, you know, from being an outsider and coming in and knowing what it takes for organizations to be able to work together, I've been impressed on behalf of you, and I believe that I could do this on your behalf. I've spoken to Chief Castle, the chief from Clark County, expressed our gratitude, and especially on behalf of the fire service. I think that the one thing that people all over the country are seeing is the great atmosphere of family that we have here in this valley, but they also saw a great organized response by our public safety community, and I've been very impressed, and I'm blessed to be a part of it. So our people have all worked together quite well, and I think we've all seen some incredible results.
Thank you. I know this is your report time, but Councilman Churchill was on offline when we tried to discuss what was going on in our district. He wanted to make a little discussion. Could you guys wait up here for a second? Councilman Churchill, did you want to
Yes,
respond
Mayor.
to this? Did you want to respond? I know that you wanted to respond to that, it seemed like.
Oh, yes, for some reason I lost contact with you, so I appreciate the opportunity again. You know, I'm down here in Florida with Gloria here, kind of looking after or helping my granddaughter with that hurricane issue over here, and luckily she was spared. You know, the damages that were inflicted on those people in Key West and further south in Florida. But I just wanted to express my condolences personally to all of those families who lost someone in that tragic shooting at Mandalay Bay. It's been a topic of discussion. I've gotten many calls from people outside Nevada, of course, wanting to know if we're okay, but more so wanting to express their condolences as well for the loss of life over here to all of our fellow Nevadans. And lastly, Mayor, I just wanted to kind of echo what's been said by the media and tonight, how much I personally appreciate our first responders, both police and fire, for not only what they do every day, but this has been something I've never seen before during my tenure over here in Nevada. Very tragic, and I can't even put into words, but I very much appreciate their service to our community. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I might just say one quiet word here. I've had friends that are mayors and city council people from across the United States that I've met, and legislators. A lot of people called and said, John, we've dropped our flags to half-mast for you. You know what I mean? We want you to know our community is suffering because yours. A lot of people see Las Vegas as a second home, have lived here, come for conventions here. It's surprising how many people consider Las Vegas a part of their life, and we did a great job. Also, on a positive note, I think, Chip, you can help with this. There was no city employees, is that right, Dr. Luke? And no city North Las Vegas residents were damaged in this incident. Is that still correct?
Not to the best of my knowledge, Mayor.
Yeah, that was such a blessing to us here. And I think the last thing when you were up there, it made me realize how important our sheriff is and how he works with you and how the command centers work together. I think Joe Lombardo deserves a big, big applause from this whole community.
Sheriff Lombardo is a great partner and a great person to have a relationship with on the level, not only with law enforcement, but also carries over, as was pointed out by Chief Calhoun, with fire and emergency services.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for good leadership, gentlemen, and yours, of course. Yep. So, thank you, gentlemen. Dr. Liu, do you have something else to report?
Yes. As you know, we often enough to recognize our employees for going above and beyond, but rarely we would brag about them in public. But tonight I'd like to make an exception. We really want to recognize the tireless effort that made by Director Gina Gavin and Randy Duvall.
Would you guys come up? Because I know we want to say thank you for this event. Randy and Gina, would you guys come up?
Really want the audience and also the citizens who are watching the stream of the City Council meeting to know that how hard that all employees work to achieve a goal, whether it's big or small. In this particular example, they went after a $3 million economic development assistance grant, which is pretty hard to get from the federal government. And you have to jump through a lot of hoops, and it's pretty much over the year. I mean, started last fall, and we just last week we just received the final approval from Washington D.C. And I can tell you, at times I was ready to give up, but those two will not give up. And first time when we was rejected, and Gina reached out and said, "Well, let's appeal. Let's just put more work into this." And since then, we're able to carry through all the way to this point. $3 million may not really be the majority of the funds we're putting into this project, but it is $3 million will save taxpayers, save ratepayers money from the Utilities Enterprise Fund. I think we need to recognize them as good stewards of taxpayers' money. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I thought the project was finished too, and all of a sudden Congressman Dina Titus called me up and said, "John, you want good news? You just got your $3 million, you know?" And I thought, I didn't even know we were still in the hunt for this, you know? And so Randy and Gina, this was kind of that money that wasn't available anywhere else. We had all the other available. We just didn't have this last little piece in here. And Randy, I know you worked tirelessly on all the facts and the reasons why we had to do this. And Gina, I know you had private conversations with people and just kept driving the issue. Would you kind of just say a few words about this? We just loved your tenacity that you both have. And we want you to brag.
Well, it was a collective effort, and actually, I mean, Randy, without his engineering skills and him having the tenacity as well on his side, this wouldn't have all come together. So a lot of people helped. But yeah, we did not take no for an answer. We got that denial letter, and I'm like, we are going back, and we are going to get a yes. And we gave the EDA some pause because they had not had somebody, a municipality, do that before. So we sort of paved the road, which goes in line with all the leadership from city manager and mayor and council. So we thank you and everybody that got to be a part of it. So we'll be able to open up business, truly. Get up there, Randy.
Okay. Mayor, members of council, this actually started last September, so over a year ago, and show you how foolish we were. We thought we were going to get this thing by December. We thought they were going to approve it, and we'd be on our way to construction by January of this year. But when we got our first turn down, it really was, they denied us the first time. Being the engineer, I follow instructions, and I'm disappointed. I'm thinking that's it. But Director Gavin, she said, "No, we need to figure out a way to get through this. Let's appeal it." And like she said, I don't think they've ever had an appeal before. Maybe it's a stubbornness, I don't know. But everybody worked hard on this, and it is great to know that we did get it. Dr. Lou, every time I'd have my one-on-one with her, she'd ask the status of it, and I keep telling her, we're still moving forward, but we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this. Well, now we've got it all done, and we're ready to move.
Well, and while you're up there, I get excited sometimes. In the morning, I can't sleep, so I got up early this morning, jumped on my truck with my suit, and I went out to the job site. I went down Nellis. I saw the activity. I saw those pipes go in the ground. I pulled down to the job site, told the flag lady to let me in. I want to go look at this project. And I walked it with the project superintendents, and this project is flying. And the transformation of North Las Vegas is really in process now. This 1,100 acres out there is going to be the thing that saves North Las Vegas. And Apex will happen. We will grow out there. But you guys have really jump-started the financial strengthening of the city of North Las Vegas by getting this land ready for the sewer. The water's out there, and the sewer's on its way. And I know that Dr. Liu is pretty soon talking to Director Duty about advertising phase 2. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you both.
Mayor, which we have promised potential developers out there that it will be in and complete by the end of next year, December of 2018.
Well, great leadership, Dr. Liu.
Yeah.
Great team.
Thank you. I also want to recognize Public Works. I mean, the Phase 1 project that's underway. Obviously, without Public Works, we will not be able to get to that point. Even with the during the EDA grant application process, it is also because Public Works support. They had to break down this project more than once and twice, really trying to meet the federal requirements and trying to do all this tedious work. I want to recognize them as well.
Thank you, Director Duty. And if you're listening, Congresswoman Dina Titus, thank you so much too. We needed your help in Washington. Is that all you had to report this evening?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the public forum, I have two cards here. Mr. Bouchard, would you please come down? And following him, Mr. Alpert.
First of all, before we start the clock, I want to apologize. I've missed 3 city council meetings in a row due to illness. So I'm guessing I have 9 minutes of occurred time plus the 3 minutes.
Actually, some people came and took your time period. They had things to say. We gave them the Bouchard 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm just asking. Okay, well,
yeah.
go ahead and start the clock now.
Yeah.
I hate to back up, but I'm getting behind because they only give you 3 minutes here. I want to say something. If government did the same job on limiting freedom of speech in this country, we would not have had that catastrophe in the Strip. Because you know why that happened? Because we have got a gun nut mentality in this country. These are not my words. I'm quoting John Ralston, who's probably the greatest journalist to ever live in this state. We have a gun mentality. We glorify gun. We got that open carry. People come into the bank with a gun. Young guys with cowboy boots come in. Look, my God, we've got a Republican Republican governor that sleeps with the gun nut society, and even the gun nuts, the people that worship guns, are saying, "Yeah, we got to do something." Okay, go ahead and start the clock now. Why back up? No, did they start the clock before I told them to start the clock? No, this is on tape. I can play this back.
But you're pretty fast. We'll go ahead and listen for that.
I am bashful. Anyway, I want to go back to when you were running for election. Back in November, I think everybody, including John Ralston, told me I knew Faraday was a scheme to get your mayor elected. I'm not saying this. This is John Ralston. I wouldn't say that. I think you should call John Ralston up and set him straight. Because here's what he told me yesterday. He says, when they did that State of the City, they knew Faraday was over. It was underfunded from the beginning. All the intelligent people in this state, up at the state capitol, was laughing at us. And when did it all fall apart? Less than 2 weeks after you started your second term. I'm just curious, if you were running today, after all these wonderful fairy tales you told us, but why candy-coated? I call it lying to the public. What would you run on now? Because we still got the same problems. The taxpayers are not being represented in this city. The police unions, the fire unions, the Teamsters make all the decisions, and the big the developers. They're out there building substandard housing again, building these things as cheap as they can. They're not worried about these houses lasting 30 years. And why is it? Because you people are all getting money from the land developers. That's why you voted against the people up at Aliante, because aren't you in bed with the Nevada American Company? And don't you guys regularly sleep together?
Mr. Bouchard, it was enjoyable to run against you for mayor. Thank you.
I'm sorry, what?
It was enjoyable to run against you.
You weren't even willing to
Your
debate
3
me.
months
You
are
took
over.
some bullshit trip.
Your 3 months are over. Your 3 months. Your 3 minutes
China.
are over.
You wouldn't even debate me. What
Kind of
kind
hard to do
of
it from
joy was
China.
that?
Mr. Alpert?
Have a nice day, and may God bless.
Jeff Alpert, 3828 Fusilier Drive, North Las Vegas, and you may start the clock. Here to give a little bit of a history lesson. Part fact, fact, maybe part fiction. And now that we have this new portal that lets us search old records for the city, I went back and did some research, and this relates to Ward 3. And there are certain things the city lacks, like if you think about it, we don't have one brand new car dealership facility in North Las Vegas. And I was wondering also, have we ever had a cemetery? Other than the Kyle Ranch Cemetery, which was on private property, has there ever been a public cemetery? Because Woodlawn is just outside of North Las Vegas. So in doing research, I found that in 1962, we had, at a city council meeting, December of 1962, the council approved a variance requested by a company called Sunset Lawns Incorporated to construct and operate a memorial cemetery. And a few months later, in May of 63, the council accepted a grant and sale deed for a well site at the northwest corner of Sunset and Lone Mountain. And I don't know if we can get the overhead on to just show you where it was. So the North Las Vegas Airport is way down at the bottom. And enlarge a little, this is Craig running across. If you see this little light green square, that's Craig and Simmons running halfway up to Lone Mountain. And the cemetery's name is actually in there, Sunset Lawns Cemetery. And there's also another little bit just before you get to the corner of Lone Mountain that again says Sunset Lawns Cemetery. So fast forwarding to April of 1973, 10 years later, there was an application for a use permit to construct and operate the cemetery there, and it was approved by the city council, and the second came from Councilman Goins himself. And if we fast forward to 1977, we find that this cemetery lot, part of it is up on the market as part of one of 12 parcels that the city is trying to sell in, quote, the abandoned Sunset Lawn Cemetery development and former well site. So from maps, like this map is 1997. If you look at some maps, it's there. Some maps, it's not there. So the big question is, did this cemetery ever really exist? Were there bodies there? And I don't know if it's true or not that exists, but right now they're building a lot of homes over a potential old 50-year-old cemetery. So maybe someday people will say, hey, I remember that cemetery, and then I'll really know it was there. So for now, it's a Ward 3 mystery. Thank you.
You're our curator for North Las Vegas. We appreciate you.
Mayor, would that also account for all those haunted houses that are kind of like in that area? If I understand there.
If anybody knows, he'd know. Well, Madam Administrator, we have no more blue cards. Anybody else that would like to address the City Council? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment period. This meeting is adjourned.